Okay, just keep those hands up for a second. Just hold it on for a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, including Tom. And Nikki, she's back here too. That's 13. You guys want to grow your business, right?
Yes.
Don't you think it makes sense to get in front of the very best of the very best?
Yes.
Okay, so I just want you to take a note to self. If you want to be the best leader, if you want the highest propensity, highest probability that you're going to rank advance and grow your business, you know you should have been at regionals, yes?
Yes.
Yes. However, people have reasons why they don't go to an event like that. Didn't have the time off from work. Didn't have the money. Didn't have a babysitter. It wasn't a high enough priority. I'm too new. I never had a chance to go. So those are all reasons why people didn't go. My best encouragement is this right here. People, here's one of the biggest questions that people ask Juliet and I all the time. First of all, they like size us up. And they're going, okay, what did they do that I'm not doing? Or what did they do that I could do? And they start to play that game in their head. Here's one little clue for you. From the moment we said yes to longevity, which was just over 5 years ago, it's been 5 years and about 4 months or somewhere in there. From the moment we said yes, we have never missed one event. None. Zero. We've been to everything the company's put on, and then you scale that back down. Not only do we not miss Super Saturdays on a very small level like this, but we go out beyond our backyard and we put on more trainings and more Super Saturdays and we get out and about. My encouragement to you is to really understand that this is an event-driven business and a culture of events as you drive your business forward. Because here's why. You're taking notes. You're going, oh, that's a good nugget from that person. Oh, that's a great point from that person. Oh, yeah, that's really good. And then you're going to go out and you're going to do your very best to not only implement what you're learning today, but then you're going to go back and you're going to do your best to teach the people in your teams that aren't here today, because they're going to go, I couldn't be there. What did you learn? And then to really do justice to what you learned today, you're going to have to carve out some time. How much time will it take you to reenact everything that you saw or portray? Could you explain Puff the Magic Dragon to anybody?
We do have
Yes, but would we?
Not for a second could you explain Puff the Magic Dragon. But if you were here, don't you think that something came out of that only applied if you were here? Yes. Most of the story is just like that. Most of what you get could only be had by being present. Would you agree with that, Joanne? You were at the regionals down in Dallas. Are you glad you went?
Absolutely.
You walked away with stuff that you couldn't possibly re-explain to people, right? Yeah, and that goes for the rest of everybody else. Monty blew me away. Raise your hand, Monty. I didn't even know he was going to be down there, and I ran into him. It was just incredible to see different faces and people, but there were 3 different venues. The next one occurring is going to be in August. 8 months before it gets here. It's going to be in August. It's going to be back down in Dallas. Put it on your calendars. Note to self, you have 8 months to plan for this event. I expect if you love yourself enough and your dream enough, that you're going to put that on your calendar and you'll find a way to be there. Already, even if you didn't raise your hand that you went to regionals, already knowing right now, how many of you just sitting here right now are like, I'm going to go to Dallas in August. You just know you're going to do it.
20th annual convention.
Yeah, 20th annual convention. It's a big deal. So you're going to hear us constantly talking about August. We're dripping it on you now, so this thing doesn't even have a prayer of sneaking up on you. There will be 3 times the amount of people at this event that we've ever had at any other event, period. So let's play a game for just a second, okay? I'm the prospect, and you all are the seasoned veterans in longevity, okay? I'm brand new. I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no clue what longevity is. I am just open-minded, and I'm a possibility in your world, okay? Everybody's got the role. You are well-seasoned, well-trained. You are just praying to get someone like me into your business. You would love that, okay? Now, here's the question for all of you. And I want you to internalize it because I might pick on you, and I'm going to start picking on people right now. So here's the thing. This is going to be learning for everybody, so don't be afraid. Just go with it. You're going to learn so much out of this exercise. It's going to be awesome. But when you get this piece under your belt and you're like, okay, I get it. That wasn't so bad. Easy. So here's the question. I'm going to give you a chance to think about it. And then I'm going to just start saying, what'd you come up with? What'd you come up with? What'd you come up with? And I want everybody to hear your answer. We're not going to make you feel bad. We're just going to say, that's interesting. We're going to take note. We're going to self-evaluate this. And then we're going to figure out what the right response is. So here we go. I'm new. You're the expert. The question is, why should I join your business in longevity? That's the question. Okay? Why should I join your business in longevity? Not why should I join longevity. Why should I join you in longevity? I could pick any one of you here right now to be my sponsor. And you know I'm loaded for bear. So why should I join you in longevity? That's the question. So, do you guys get that on camera? Why should I join you in longevity?
There you go.
I've read a little bit on the internet. I've already been to longevity.com. I got just enough information to go, I'm looking, I'm open, I'm interested. This could be a really great opportunity for me. But nobody's approached me yet. I just discovered it. I heard something in the media. I heard something on the radio. I saw a book somewhere, heard Dr. Wallach's name. It got me percolating a little bit. Do you know how many orphans come into longevity every single day? It's staggering. Tom, it's staggering how many orphans flood into longevity. They don't have a home. They don't have a sponsor. Nobody recruited them. They went to longevity and said, how do I get started with this thing? And they just take in the information. They register the people. They fulfill the orders. And then they tell these people, we'll have somebody call you. That's how the orphans work. We'll have somebody call you. What they're doing with the orphans right now is they are saying, okay, we've got an orphan that needs a home, but we need to find the right person that's going to be responsible, that will truly follow up with this people, like today, not blow them off, not procrastinate, not put them on the back shelf, take 30, 60, 90 days to do it, have that person just sitting around going, nobody got back to me. How professional is this company? They need to know that you would do it. So if I'm interviewing you, why should I join you in longevity? What do you think about that question, Tom? I think that's a good one to just tackle.
There's no, the thing about
You're like the ghost in the darkness back there.
I'm the ghost in the darkness. Yeah, because I just don't feel worthy. But, the thing about these orphans, you earn the right to call orphans. And the way that you earn the right to call orphans is exhibiting the right behavior to the people getting the orphans, which are going to be the top-ranked people that don't want to call the orphans themselves. So Scott and I don't want to call, Denise, Julia, don't want to call those orphans. But we don't want those, and orphans is a bad word, we don't want those orphans going to the wind. So what we have to do is make sure that if
They're customers without a home.
customers without a home, or orphans. She's always correct. So anyway, the whole rule of thumb is never give anybody to anybody that wouldn't do a better job.
I want to go into foster care. No.
Yeah. Yeah, we put them in foster care. No, we're not talking about orphans. Okay, no, you want to give them to somebody that is going to do a better job with them than you would do yourself. We are not here to fill up leaky tires or reward bad behavior. So this orphan conversation is not a popularity contest. So when you call Scott and say, I heard you got a bunch of orphans and we went to high school together and you're beautiful because I saw you with your shirt off and I love you. So anyway, it's going to be about how hard he worked. Did you notice he didn't flinch? So it scared me. So anyway, the point I make to you guys is we want to match action with action and reward good behavior.
That's right.
Because filling up leaky tires does, I'm not looking at anybody, filling up leaky tires does not work, right?
That's right.
Done.
Yeah, thank you, Tom.
Can I go back to my cake?
You can.
All right.
Tom.
Hi, Valerie. We have several cave people back here. I know, it's like a room full of people back here. That's your mom, right?
I need a camera here.
Okay, so everybody got the question, right? And now you know about orphans. There are tons of them, lots of them. It's overwhelming, which means we're not doing a good enough job of getting the message out there before they can figure it out for themselves. So you ready for me to call on somebody? Okay, Tim, why should I join you in longevity?
Good question.
And by the way, I'm going to show you good, better, and best in this. So no matter what you say, don't be embarrassed or ashamed or anything. Just say whatever naturally comes to you based on your knowledge and your skill level of being in longevity up to this point. Nope, we're not going to make fun of you or tell you that was good or bad or wrong or right. We're just taking in some answers, and then we're going to talk about for a second. I want you guys to see like, oh, wow, that was really something. And if you just make little tweaks, you'll find yourself navigating turbulent waters a whole lot easier. And then you'll answer the question for yourself. Why do some people get more results than others?
Right? We have a little reporter already, or somebody that
No, no report. No report whatsoever. You don't know me from Adam, but I am looking. So, Tim, why should I join you in your longevity business?
If you're serious about this business, you need to be around the folks that have been leaders and get their knowledge, glean their knowledge, and the success will follow when you put it in action.
Right. Okay. Thank you for sharing that. So the disadvantage here is that all the people online are not able to hear you. So I'm just going to just give a shortened, condensed version of what you said. So he said, if I'm serious about this business, I need to get around people that have knowledge. Who's next? Who wants to offer me a response? Okay, Robbie, go ahead.
I'm building a team of successful people that want to change lives. Do you want to join my team?
Okay, he said, I'm building a successful team of people that are changing lives. Do you want to join my team? So he gave me a little bit of a synopsis of what he's focused on, and sounds inviting? Possibly. Okay, so let's see here. Right in the back, Becky, why should I join your business in longevity?
I think one of the biggest benefits, and you want to sell the benefits, it's not benefiting you want to sell to them, they're looking for themselves, is residual income.
Okay.
It's not interfering with their life, adding to their stress load, and it goes on forever. That's rare.
Okay. So she said that we should stress the benefits of residual income, and that it's really rare to have residual income, and show people the benefits of that in their lives. Okay.
Somebody answered on here.
Okay.
So George Adrian, he said, I understand that you are looking to improve your life, and I am willing to listen to your needs and help you find answers to what you need.
Okay. Wow. Did you guys hear that? Okay. So I know
George!
that is George Adrian. So thank you, George. Let's give him a hand.
Great.
We all heard your answer. Very good answer. I'm willing to listen to your needs and see if we can get the right fit. Okay. Go ahead, Joel.
So you're
By the way, George is from Canada, by the way. He's tuning in all the way from British Columbia, so that's pretty cool that we have input from British Columbia, Canada. Go ahead, Joel.
So your question to me is, why should you join my specific longevity business?
That's right. Yeah.
So my answer would be a question: what type of leadership are you looking for?
Very good. You've been hanging out with somebody a little while. Think I know their name. I'm sure. So this is from a well-trained person right here. Joel probably hit a nail right on the head. Like, drop the mic. Okay. So let's. Would you please state that again really quickly? And actually, why don't you come right up here and talk to this camera so that everybody can hear this? Because I just said that was fantastic, but they don't know what was so fantastic. So the question is, hey, Joel, why should I join you in your longevity business? Not why should I join longevity. Remember, there's maybe 1 million people on the books inside of longevity all over the world, so you have the right to pick a sponsor. But most people don't know that when they're brand new. They're just hearing from the person in front of them. So why should I join you in your longevity business?
Well, I would ask you what type of leadership you're looking for. Because most people will tell them, well, I mean, everyone in the world wants to sell somebody on something. And everyone has a product, everyone has a business, everyone has something. So they're going to say, I'm the best because. So if, Scott, you ask me, why should you join me? I could say, I've got the best products, or I've got Dr. Wallach, or I've got this, I've got that. But it doesn't matter what I have if it's not what he's looking for.
Yep. Do you guys catch that?
Yes.
Okay. So let's break this down now, because we're gonna pick on this whole thing for just a couple more minutes, because once you really get this, this is the secret sauce. It's the magic bullet. Whatever little cliche, tongue-in-cheek terminology you want to use, this is the answer for why you are going to grow your business faster than somebody else is going to grow theirs. Two people can talk to the same person. One person went out to talk to person A, and that person said no to them. But person B went and talked to person A, the same person, the next day, and came back and told you, hey, I talked to this person, we know them in common, and they are so excited to get started. You're going, what? Are you absolutely kidding me? I just talked to them yesterday before you, and they said no. But they didn't say no to longevity. They said no to you because of how inadequate you were in showing up on behalf of them to fight for them. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's break this down. What was the first thing that he did? First thing he did, you can sit down, buddy. Yeah, thanks. The first thing that Joel did is he heard my question. And instead of feeling the heat or the pressure of the question itself, which is what all of you were doing, you're going, oh my word, please don't call on me, Scott. Don't call on me, right? But you were all put on notice, and every one of you had your heartbeat go up just a little bit, and your blood pressure raise a little bit. I watched some of you not give me eye contact because you didn't want me to pick on you. I literally watched you take your focus away from me so that you wouldn't stand out. If you would do that to me, and I just told you, I was a hungry, seeking prospect on your behalf, and that I was loaded for bear. And in the next 5 years, I might make you $1 million because of my passion to go out and build this business. And you wouldn't even look at me. You took your eyes away from me. You told me before we even had a conversation, I'm not ready. If you're not ready, how will you ever attract fishers of men? And the answer is, it's not possible. You're going to keep casting your line to empty waters repeatedly over and over again. And you're going to go, doggone, I'm fishing. I'm throwing my line out there, but you never even put bait on the hook. What did you think? That some fish was just going to come along and chomp on empty nothing? No, you have to be attractive. You have to be a professional. You have to know what you're doing and be prepared. And you shouldn't be nervous about it. You should be ready for it. You should be excited for it. You should be prepared to embrace that moment to capture the biggest fish on the planet. Are you ready? Do you want to be ready is a better question. Do you want to be ready? Raise your hand if you want to be ready to do that. Okay, so everybody now knows you're not going to take your eyes off of the prize. You keep your eyes focused, and you don't get ashamed, embarrassed, afraid, or intimidated. You hear the question, why should I join your business? Rather than getting nervous about an epistle for a response, why don't you just think of asking the right question? Because this is a game of tennis, if you want to use metaphors. Okay? The prospect served me the ball. Here it came, 100 miles an hour. And what do? You got your racket, and you turn perpendicular to the ball, and your job is to hit the tennis ball back to the other side of the net, right? Okay, when you take your eyes off the gaze, there came the serve, and you just watched it go by. Ace. They scored a point, you scored 0. You want to put points on the board? Learn how to return the serve. So you don't answer. You ask a question. Why should I join your business? Somebody asked me that question.
Why should I join your business?
Thank you. So I'm not going to give her, I'm going to pause, and I'm going to be thoughtful. I'm going to be like, wow. In my mind, this is all nanoseconds. Okay, so I'm just walking you down a path here that's happening in a New York second. But I'm thinking, wow, Denise just asked me the most amazing question. Note to self. She's looking. Note to self. I could be the one. Note to self, this could change my entire world and my family should she choose to take action. Note to self, don't blow this. Note to self, remain calm. You ever see the bumper stickers? Keep calm. Keep calm. Note to self, she's influential. Note to self, don't be a hotshot. Note to self, make Denise important. Note to self, listen to Denise. Note to self, stop talking. Note to self, ask the right questions and interview her. You didn't do interviews with me. The people that you answered, you sold me. You sold me. You're selling me. Don't sell your prospect. Make them sell you. See the difference? Don't sell your prospect. Make your prospect sell you. Got it? The most important tip on building your business that I can possibly in this moment think of sharing with you today. That's on my heart. I sat back here with Tom just a second ago, and I was saying to Tom, the biggest thing I'm feeling on my heart right now, like all these people here today that took time out of their schedules, is this. He's like, share that.
Yes.
So did that help you guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
Repeat it. What's the rule of thumb with your prospects?
Don't sell.
Don't sell your prospect. Make your prospect sell you. And ask the right. The way you do that is to ask the right questions. So now that we processed all that, remember that was a New York second, so she doesn't notice anything for it. But here's something really healthy for the person that puts you on the spot to see you do. Take a deep breath. That's really good, because what that tells them is body language. What you're sending them is a message that you're slowing down. You're anytime when someone has been running up and down the basketball court for 40 minutes in a 48-minute game, and you're looking at your superstars on the court, they love it when the foul occurs because the game just slowed down. They get to go stand at the line, right? How about the person with all the pressure to make that free throw? Game's tied, 3 seconds left, and they know that if they can sink this one bucket, that there's little chance that in 3 seconds they're going to run the ball all the way down the court and score to regain the lead. So you always see them, the biggest stars in the world. They get up the free throw line, they put their shoulders back, they take a deep breath, they slow the game down. They've got 10 seconds to shoot the ball. They're going to use as much of those 10 seconds as possible because they're letting their teammates breathe and get their oxygen back. Take the same moment here to do that. Take the pressure off yourself. Take a deep breath and let them see you do it. So I just be like, Denise, that's a really great question. I love to compliment people on the questions they're asking me. That's a great question, Denise. You mind if I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
See? Permission. It goes a long ways. Permission goes a long ways. So tell them what you're going to do. Hey, Denise, that's a great question. Do you mind if I ask you a question? They don't know what's going on. But you answer a question with a question. Mind if I ask you a question? She said, absolutely, go ahead. When you ask me that, what is it that you're thinking? What are you looking for? What's most important to you that you find as you evaluate whether longevity is or isn't for you? And you don't have to answer that because that's a loaded question. But can you see the dialogue that's about ready to occur right now? She could tell me anything. Oh my goodness, I've been in network marketing before, and she's gonna tell me a story. I've had leadership before, here's what it looked like, and she's gonna tell me a story. So I'm like now Fardulis, Scott Fardulis, 007. Right? So I'm taking in intel. I'm like a secret agent right now, and I am just taking in intel. And good private investigators, they ask lots of questions. So I'm a private investigator. That's my new title right now, is I'm a private investigator. I'm investigating for life, and I'm going to keep on asking her questions until she tells me everything I need to know what makes her tick, what makes her click, what motivates her, what inspires her, what freaks her out, what scares her half to death, what gives her exuberance and joy and peace, and what just makes her get out of bed every day with a spring in her step. I'm going to find all that out before I answer her question. That's how you slow the game way down. Got it?
And you take back control by not being on the defensive.
Take back control by not being on the defensive. I hope that makes sense to everybody on camera as well. How many of you thought that was worth $1 million?
But no, if you guys weren't just taking notes, check your pulse. Like if someone in here was not just taking notes, check your pulse. Just saying.
Good. Okay, we'll give you some more nuggets in a little bit, but we got plenty more to go here. We got some more speakers for you today. Are you having fun?
Yes.
Is this helpful today? Seeing the well-roundedness of the different personalities and speakers and topics, helpful? Yep. Great. By the way, thank you, Marianne, for what you just shared a few minutes ago. Thank you, Dee, for what you shared a few minutes ago. And our next speaker is another wonderful friend of ours. This young, amazing, vibrant woman has made an impact on a lot of people sitting in this room right now. She is, I don't think she'd be embarrassed to have me tell you her age, because I think it's neat for you to just see where are people exactly in their journey. And so this young lady is 30 years old. She has raised a very special little girl that is 4 years old. Her name is Arian. We affectionately call her Pickle. She is so cute. She's fun to have around. She makes me laugh. She calls me Uncle Scott. Every time she sees me, she runs as fast as she can, jumps in my arms, gives me the biggest hug and says, and she grabs me by the face like this, and she goes, "I'm so happy to see you." It's so cool that a little 4-year-old girl would want that. And so it's just so neat. But Nikki has several years of experience leading people, coaching people, guiding people, building teams, standing in front of the room, telling her story, sharing her heart, sharing her passion. She has put more miles on her cars than most of the people I know that are way older than her. She sacrifices everything because she has a motivating factor that she's decided to personalize and make very real, and it's that little girl. Her dream is to stop at nothing to control her time so she can live every day raising her, being there for her, letting Arian Pickle see her mother as the hero that she is. It's so powerful. And when you see Nikki in action, you'll know everything she does is because she watches the pulse and the heartbeat of her little girl, and she refuses to let somebody else raise her. She refuses to let babysitters take over. She refuses to put her in childcare and daycare so that she goes off and has a job. Jobs are great. They're milestones and they're stepping stones. She doesn't have to work one anymore. They've built a great team, a dynamic team, and she and Joel, who stood up here just a little while ago, they are now engaged to happily be married. Give them a hand. And she made a big decision. I'll just tell you what it was. About 5 months or so ago, Joel came up to Juliet and I after church, and he says, "I want you to mentor me." And we said yes. We sat down, talked about what that would look like, and Nikki at the moment happened to be part of another company in this industry, and it doesn't matter what it is. It makes no difference. The industry is alive and well. There's hundreds of companies out there, and we're just doing one thing. We're doing the right thing. And when we do the right thing, other people are attracted to us. And she saw something here that made a lot of sense. She took her professionalism, came here, got engaged to Joel. They've been dating for some time now. They've made commitments about their future. And we are blessed to have her energy, her wisdom, and her experience. She's going to share a little bit about what your day looks like. How do you make sense of your day? How do you structure your day? What does it look like as it builds up into weekly commitments with evening meetings and different events like this? But if you listen to her story and take some good notes, you're going to get some massive nuggets out of this. Help me welcome Nikki Pittman.
Thank you. That was awesome. It's kind of cozy back there. That's the lights around, and yeah. There's a lot of people here.
Tell them about the hamburgers and the lobster and everything we have.
Yeah, there's like snacks and all kinds of stuff people don't know about. So if you guys are taking notes and have today, I know there's been a lot of great things that you learned and that you've taken away. And what I'm going to ask you to do for a few minutes is to stop taking notes, because I really want you guys to take this into your heart. I want you to hear this. I want you to feel it. Something that Scott and I, talk a lot about is really what our schedule looks like. One of our friends who's here today, Jeremy, asked Joel recently, we were just over for dinner. Jeremy said, Joel, like, how do you build this? Like, what do you do to build it? And Joel was like, we just make it a part of our life. So I think that people get into this industry and they get so regimented, right? You join and suddenly you're wearing this new badge of honor and you think that all of your friends should also be wearing the same badge of honor, right? That's you putting your agenda into their life. And the question that Scott asks is, why should I join your longevity business? Your mentality should always be, let me ask you a few questions to find out how I can best serve you. It should always be that mentality. Okay, so if you're in a company and you're really excited about building and you make that names list, a lot of people put so much pressure on themselves to say, I've got 50 people on this names list. I want to, shove them all into one room, or I'm going to call all 50 of them right now, right? And how current are you on those relationships? How current are you? Right? I mean, some of them you might not have talked to in 2 years, And the day that Joel committed to this, and he said, I'm really excited. I got to meet Scott for the first time. He knew Scott for several years. And Joel said, I'm really excited about doing this. I was very supportive. It was a wonderful idea. I love Scott and Juliet. They've been amazing friends to us. But we have friends sitting in this room. Our conversations about this company have been, 4 months? 4 months of conversations, and they just joined. 4 months, you guys. So I'm saying that even though you have dreams and goals and you want to hit financial strides and you want to achieve a new rank, you have to make sure that you are giving those relationships time and that you are keeping them current, right? So there's so many trainings and teachings on how-tos and what to-dos, and here's a great invite, and here's a script on how to do three-way calls, and here's how you can do a Facebook Live and a Facebook, group of selling. There's all kinds of training. Really what should be trained up here and at conferences is how to be a better friend. Why is Scott and Tom and Denise, why are they as successful as they are? Because they're incredible friends. Tom will meet a stranger and hug him and say he loves him, which is weird. but if you sit and spend 5 or 10 minutes with Tom, that's all you get because he has ADD. But if you he is on to something else. We did a meeting together one time and it was over, wrapping up. Tom's like, okay, can I go now? My ADD is just like, but you guys know when you sit with him, he is all in and totally invested right there in that relationship. So I want you guys to ask yourself, how current are your relationships? Okay? And then, so that's the first thing. I've got some old CDs of Scott's that play in my car. We're actually burning them to put them on the live audio. Everyone should hear these. And some things I took away from some of those audios are, you cannot be the main attraction. Never be the main attraction. You have to be a conduit. Because I've been in this industry for years, I could sit down with anyone with the right language, the right body language, really plenty of background to get them to align with me immediately. Joel has sat in on some of my meetings. It's like, how did you do that? How the flip did you do that? You got 5 people joining and just met them. How'd you do that? And so the reality of looking at how to connect with those people, yes, I can do that. Is that the solution? It's not. So quit being the main attraction and be a conduit. So when you're listening and talking to people, I'm going to give you guys 3 things. I'm going to talk to you about a conversation that happens frequently. So one of my very best friends is sitting in the room today. I'm so excited she's here. And if I called her, this is a common conversation, right? I'd say, hey, Britt, how are the kids? I know you guys were just sick. Everybody okay? Right? And how was work? How's work week this week? You and Jeremy get to spend any time together? No? How was the show last night? Show was great, right? What are you guys going to do in 2017? It's like resolutions and stuff. Do you guys set any this year? Is that a common conversation? Was that hard?
No.
What's that acronym? FORD. Is that hard? Family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. We commonly use that. You don't even have to write that acronym down. That really is more of a training that somebody could take who's a total introvert. Okay? We're in the people business. Start asking all kinds of questions. And people say, you know, I need to find new prospects. I need to meet new people. The people are all around, and if you ask the right questions, you can get a total stranger to have a conversation within 30 seconds, exchange phone numbers, walk away, and they can't wait to hear from you. Would everybody agree that they would love that? Would everybody love that?
Yeah.
Would everybody love if your friends were so excited for you to call them or that next coffee date? Yes or no? Raise your hand. Yes. So there's a couple things you have to change about the way you're approaching your business. Joel, you know, when Joel decided, hey, this is a fit for me, I got to meet with Scott, realized what an incredible opportunity this was. My first phone call wasn't to my best friend. It wasn't. I realized this is a heart change that's happened in me. It took me some time. It took the right conversations. It took the right people. It took the right knowledge, the right due diligence, and being a good student. Does that mean one conversation to my best friend is going to get her to join? So you guys have to be prepared to set up those conversations. So the first thing is you have to be a conduit, not the main attraction. What does that mean? What does that mean? My mom called me the other day. She said, what's in the BTTs? I said, oh, flipping no, Mom. I guess I'm supposed to drink it. Okay, it's good, and there's something else I feel like. I have no idea. But here's my mom. My own mom's thinking I'm supposed to be the expert. But instead, I found a solution to get her some information. So when you guys are looking at how to build your business and not be the main attraction, how many of you know somebody else in this company has a great success story?
Yeah.
How many of you live pretty close or local to them? And we're all right here. There are so many times I'll say, you know what, Scott, I have a really great friend. She's amazing. I'd like if you and I could just have coffee with her sometime. He'd say, what'd Scott say? Absolutely. He's always all in, always ready to go, always ready to support. And so to my friend, when they ask me questions, Nikki, what are you up to these days? How's life? What are you and Joel doing? I'll ask them questions in return. And I'll say, you know what? I've met somebody who has had a major impact on my life. Wow. Because of this couple, our Christmas was different. Our Christmas could have turned out very different this year had it not been for those two. You know what? They're so incredible. I think you should meet them sometime, right? And we have coffee. We want coffee. What's Scott do? He's Scott. He's a great friend. He's a good listener. He asks questions. Eventually, does the conversation maybe come around to longevity? Maybe it will, right? But it's all in sitting them in front of somebody like Scott, who has far more knowledge than myself, is so key. So to your friends and family, you don't always have to be the expert. Be a conduit. Get them to sit down with somebody else. So we talk. You guys can all ask the question. Occupation direction, open a notebook while you're sitting with your friend and say, Ford, F, family, how's your mom? I'm sorry, she's no longer with us. Move that one. Okay, how's work? Right, you just got laid off. This is not going well. Okay, so I love the evaluations on there. I really do. Social media, papers, sending emails, doing all this stuff. People are so connected, they're disconnected. So ask live, real questions. Can you guys ask those questions?
Yes.
Okay, yes. Second step of talking to your friends and just getting to know who they are and what they do. I mean, these are best friends. My friend Carly is sitting here tonight, and one of her good friends lives up in Cheyenne, and Carly joins, and she's like a little popcorn ball in a skillet. She is so excited about this company. She said, what do I do? And I said, why don't you call and just get to know your friends a little bit more. Don't breathe a word. Just call and get to know them. She calls me and she said, I had no idea what they were going through. I have not been a great listener. So she went through the question. She's building this relationship. The second step to that you guys, and we all have to be better at doing, is identify a need. You're going to hear one of three. Scott will say one of three. I'll say there's one of four because I have a friend sitting here today because of the four. It's either time. Oh my gosh, I just don't have enough time with the kids. Our finances are stretched so thin, I'm going to have to go back to work. Time, health is another one. I'm completely exhausted. My wife just got diagnosed with, or I just realized I have a thyroid thing. My knee's totally blown. You'll hear time, health, or wealth, but the fourth one that's often confused is community. Sometimes people just want to be with an incredible group of people who are driven, excited. They're going somewhere with their life. Right, Charlie? Right. Charlie joined. I called him on a Friday night. I said, Charlie, are you working tomorrow? He said, no. I said, you got to come meet my friend Tom. You love Tony Robbins so much. Tom is sharing the stage with him in a couple weeks. You should come meet him. It's a business training. You get to see a little bit about what I do. I don't care if you like it or not. Bring a notebook. Be open-minded. Meet my friend Tom. At the end of it, Charlie said, this group of people is so amazing. I'm not really sure what you do, but I'm in. Right? Good thing we weren't selling like drugs or babies. Okay? But just that. Charlie joined because you guys are amazing. So don't forget that there's 4 things that people are going to reach out. They are begging. So when you ask family, occupation, recreation, and dream, people are going to complain. Not because we're negative, but because we're humans and we want empathy. We either want to know, Juliet, you know what I've been through, and you can offer me solution, or maybe I do just want to muddle around in my own problems for a minute, right? They're going to say something. So be the person who can diagnose the needs. Be professional at it. Care. Now, when somebody says, oh my gosh, I don't have time and I don't have finances, you all know there's that little person inside that's like, oh my gosh, I got longevity we can talk about. It's Dr. Waller, there's a great comp plan, there's all this stuff you can take. You got jewelry, you got jewelry, you got all this stuff. Blah, 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 right? Stop doing that. Stop. I ask you to quiet that person and bring out the friend. And here's the question. Here are statements that I often say. You know what, Carly? You know what I heard you say today? I heard you say that you were looking at buying a house and that you guys want to be debt-free and you're tired of not spending as much time with your little girl. I have a friend that you should meet. They have really impacted my life. I don't know. I mean, they may or may not have some solutions for you, but I think it's worth having coffee. What do you say? Right? Is that a better way than just offering all the information? How awesome is that? So you guys get the opportunity to be a better friend. You guys get to do that. Ask the questions. Listen for the need. Tame the person who wants to throw up all the information and genuinely introduce them to Denise or Tom or Scott or Juliet. It doesn't have to be them. You can introduce them to Joel. You can introduce them to Ruth. I saw her come in. Where are you? Where's Ruth back there? Okay, there she is. You can introduce them to anyone and sit down and have a genuine coffee date. There's a number of people sitting in here right now. The only reason, Alma, we met over coffee. A friend introduced us, we had coffee, right? Green, we had coffee. I mean, this is just coffee. And so that's my first thing. Ask the questions, identify the need, and then lead them to somebody. Be a conduit, or the third part could be maybe qualify them. My mom's a perfect example. She's very ill. And I called my mom, and she has fibro, right? She has for 25 years. We almost lost her in 2007. I had to give her CPR. So here's my mom. She has fibro. I listen to all this stuff about Dr. Wallach. And what do I think? Have we all done this?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, you have cancer. Let's call and talk about how Dr. Wallach's going to fix that. Now, my mom has been through years of medical. Are we all not? Everybody has somebody like this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I called my mom. And she's devastated. Her doctor retired. She's going to go through all these changes, all these medication changes, all of these changes. She's totally stressed out. Of course, what do I know the solution is? But just because that's my agenda doesn't mean it should be hers right now. And I said, Mom, how happy are you with your care right now? She's crying. So am I. I said, how happy are you with your care right now? And she said, I don't know. I think I'm going to ride it out for a couple months. I'm just going to see how it goes. And I said, you know what? I fully support that. Maybe we'll revisit a conversation in a couple of months. Breaks my heart that I couldn't do it right then. A couple months later, I called her. This is like 3 or 4 days ago. And I said, Mom, how happy are you with your care? And she said, I feel awful. I can't open my office. Her oxygen is at 70 right now. She's very sick. And I said, where's your mindset at? Are you open? And she said, I think maybe I should be exploring some new options. And I said, do you mind if I ask you a few questions about that? Guess who asked me to bring her a 90 for life? How awesome that now we're having an open conversation. Is that making sense? So I'm going to share 2 other stories, and I'm going to walk you guys through a couple other things. I have a friend who is beautiful, so beautiful. I met her by the pool. Her name is Cara. Several of you guys have met her. She has a walker. She has muscular dystrophy. I see her with a walker and muscular dystrophy. What do I think? What am I thinking?
Mineral deficiency.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to cure her. Right? I do. That's what I think. So we stopped by the pool. I asked her a few questions, and I said, you know what? I'm not 100% for sure, but I believe I have somebody that could have a great impact on your life. I'm going to go make a phone call. We'll chat about this later. I'll call you in a couple days. Right? Now, her interest and her curiosity is piqued. And a few days later, she sits down and meets Scott. She's totally open because I didn't pressure her. I just said, you know, I'm not for sure, but I think I got a friend who may have some incredible opportunities for you and solutions. Are you open to that? She said, I am open to anything. Isn't that great? She met Scott. There was no pressure. But here's the thing about the agenda. I saw her illness. I saw what she has. I diagnosed in my own mind that she should be taking 90 for life to get out of the walker. Wouldn't you guys all deduce that?
Yeah.
A few days later, I take her to the archery range to teach her archery. We're leaving, and she said, I am so stressed. I have to get a job. And I was like, what? What do you mean you have to get a job? And she said, I have to get a job. And I was like, I thought you guys were doing well. Who failed at the questions? And I said, oh my gosh, you should sit down with Scott and have a totally different conversation. I apologized to her later and said, I didn't ask you the right questions. She's like, girl, I'll take this walker for the rest of my life. I need to make some flipping money. Okay? and so she ended up joining. So we have to be better at forgetting what our agenda is and stepping into the hearts of your friends. End of story. Every single day, Joel and I have full days. We're having meetings over coffee. We're meeting with our team members who are having meetings over coffee. This is folding into our life. This is a busy schedule. I could take a picture of our calendar and post it, you'd be like, oh, how'd that happen? I didn't call Brittany and say, hey, we should meet on Tuesday at 3 o'clock. I got something to share with you. We had a conversation that built up into us identifying a need and her finding a solution here. End of story. So be better at asking those questions. Forward is a great conversation. Forward is a great conversation.
I have to add one thing to that conversation about Cara. So what she didn't tell you about Cara was that she's been a walker. She's an ambassador for UNICEF, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, UNICEF.
And this woman was leaving 2 weeks later to go to Dubai to meet with the president. She knows people all over the world. Mm-hmm. And this is sitting by a pool and an apartment building. You never know who you're going to run into unless you have the conversation. Mm-hmm. You never know. She had no idea that this was the level of this woman. Mm-hmm. So it was an amazing. It was amazing opening of the door.
Yes, and that's great. It's like you don't know who you don't know. So what I want you guys to take away with your heart today is if you want full schedules, if you want to make an income while having coffee with your friends, if you want to fill your schedule, you guys have to step into the hearts and agenda of the people that you're talking to. The only agenda you should have is how you should fill their need and serve them. End of story. And if you step into that, you'll always have a full schedule. You'll meet strangers everywhere. Joel dropped me off at Walmart. I'm going to share some examples with you guys on how real this is. Dropped me off at the front of Walmart to go exchange some stain. I'm standing at customer service, and this gentleman behind me says, oh, are you getting new stain? You must be redoing furniture. I said, I sure am. You know a thing or two about that. He said, I do that for a living. I said, really? I said, that's sure a nice accent you have. Where are you from? Here I am just asking questions. Where are you from? He said, I'm from down south and the Alabama area. I said, great, what brought you up here? He said, I just love Colorado. This wasn't Charlie, this was somebody else. And I said, great, what brought you up here? He said, construction. I said, really, is that your dream? Is that what you always wanted to do? He said, no. You know, but I am open-minded to something else. Do you have something? Right? Now think about your response. That little voice, you got to quiet it. And I said, you know what? I've connected to some really great people here. I'm not 100% for sure, but I think they may have a few options for you. Why don't I get your number? I'll introduce you to a friend of mine. His name is Scott. He gladly handed me his number. I texted him and said, nice to meet you. He exchanged a text and said, I look forward to meeting your friend Scott. How hard was that? I didn't breathe. It didn't feel. There was nothing about network marketing. What if Scott knows a construction guy that needs to hire on Good Help? I have no idea what their connection could be. Do I hope it's longevity? Yes. So I'm saying you guys can be out having conversation and talking to your friends and family in a way that's inviting. I mean, they're knocking your door down. Another story, and then I'm going to get down to some things I do want you guys to write down. Carly and I have known each other for 10 years, probably. We both came from Wyoming, which is why we're awesome. And Carly and I hadn't spoken probably 2 years, right? We'd always connect through Facebook. She'd like my things and comment back and forth. I'd see a post and I'd say, hey, I'm thinking about you today. This is over 2 years. She writes me a message and asks me a question one day. I said, why don't you just call me, please? Please? She calls me. We're on the phone. And I asked her all kinds of questions. We hadn't connected in forever. And on the phone, I asked her how her little girl was, how her job was going, right? What they've been doing fun for this year, what kind of dreams she had for 2017 forward. Wasn't hard, because we all do this very naturally, right? And I got to know a lot about her, and she said, Nikki, what are you up to these days? And I said, you know what? I've made some really amazing decisions, and I've partnered with some great people who really had an amazing impact on my life, and we're going to have a different chapter in 2017. And what did you say?
When can I meet you?
She literally said, where are you right now? I'm driving to meet you and find out what you're doing. I'm like, well, that's creepy. We have to How many of you would like a response like that? All because I asked enough questions, and when she asked me what I was doing, I was prepared to say only enough just because I love what I do. Does that mean she's going to right now? No. And I said, I can't right now. I'm going to Denver. And I said, Carly, maybe we catch dinner. I'd love to share it with you. Let's just have dinner because I want to see you and ask what you're doing in your life. And I said, what time are you off tomorrow? And she said, 3:30. I said, great, let's have dinner. And she was going to make me wait an hour and a half. I don't know. So dinner. And this is seriously the only thing, it's like a lot of you guys are looking at me today going, oh my gosh, you can fill your schedule, your calendar with your friends of friends, simply by having these kinds of conversations. So we go to dinner. We sit down and have dinner. For the first half hour, we're just chatting. I'm asking her all kinds of questions. And finally she pauses. She's like looking around. And she's like waiting, and I said, Carly, do I have permission to share with you what I'm excited about? She goes, yes, please. Like, oh, why are you, like, what are you holding back? And because I'd asked enough questions, guess this conversation got to jeopardy in a way that fit her needs. And we were 15 minutes into a chat. There was no paperwork. There were no products. We were 15 minutes into a conversation, and you can say, if I'm not rendering this true to your memory, she said 15 minutes after we had a short chat about longevity, now I knew how to fit it to her. Not how it fits me and how you should do this and how it fits me. Isn't that how we usually try that? Yeah. Instead, I got to say, you know what, here's what I love. And I got to have conversations that fit her, and she goes, well, where's your computer? I'm signing up. I said, we came for dinner. I didn't bring the dang computer. I mean, how many of you guys would like to have those conversations? All you have to do is step into listening and identifying those needs. Scott is an incredible teacher, and Juliet is an incredible teacher. They have podcasts. Not podcasts, but there's trainings. There are audios. There are links that you can listen. But you can listen to all of them. You guys can take notes on this today. a lot of the things I want you guys to leave with today are actually going and connecting and being better friends. At the end of it, yes, would I love to share longevity with all of my friends and family? I absolutely would. If I go out, and Eric Worre says this, everybody knows Eric Worre, yes? Yeah, you should by now, because since Tom was just speaking there, and Denise has also been on stage with that crew. If you guys go out and you're connecting and reconnecting and being better friends, if they never join longevity, did you lose?
No.
You're gaining better friendships. Eventually, do you think they'll probably ask you some questions? Yes. So go be a friend collector, listen to their needs, and once you identify it, allow this company to fit them. There are 4,000 or 5,000 products. I have no idea what's all in the BTTs. Don't have a clue. I don't know all the things about the jewelry or the makeup or the oils and all the stuff. I do not claim to be an expert. The best thing that I can do is be great at people. So there are 1,000 ways to do this. You can do online meetings. You can do in-home meetings. You can do all of these things. But the best thing to be really great at is just building relationships. So here's what I'm going to say in closing. Anybody in here that was at a Wednesday night event recently in Loveland? Okay, 3/4 of that room were our brand new team.
Wow.
And every single one of them in that room came because we met at coffee. Imagine this. Imagine instead of spending Wednesday night, you go, oh my gosh, my guests didn't come to Wednesday night. My whole week is blown. Have we all felt that way? My whole week is blown. My guests didn't come. My whole week is blown. And now you're like, well, crap, I got to wait till next Wednesday to get a guest there, right? The magic is what happens between Wednesday and Wednesday. The magic is what happens between there. So Tom said this a couple Super Saturdays ago, and he said Wednesdays and Tuesdays and opportunity meetings should be a place where who goes? That we go, the distributor goes to re-enroll ourselves. So Joel and I have decided that our model and what we're doing is all of these coffee meetings. We just go and have coffee. Maybe he'll go and have lunch. We're just sitting and connecting and asking questions, and then we find out how longevity can fit their needs. With 4,000 products and a good, better, and best way to join, don't you think everybody has a place here?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you're getting no's, it's because you need to be a little better about finding a way to fit this to them. So we go to these meetings, and we have filled a week or 2 weeks of time, to go through and sit down and meet with people. And then when they say yes to us, because who are they joining?
Yes.
They're joining us. When my friend says, you know what, we're going to do this with you guys. We trust you. We like what we've heard from Scott. We're going to do this. And then we say, you know what you're going to love? A Wednesday night meeting. Come, bring a notebook. Every one of the people that showed up at Wednesday night had a notebook. They were leaning forward. They learned about 90 for life. They learned about all kinds of new things. But they were already said yes. Then they came, and no matter where they joined, at good, better, or best, if they came in with a $25 spot or a $25 spot in some products right away, they were going, oh my gosh, maybe I should upgrade. Maybe I should get a CEO pack. I met so-and-so who got a CEO pack. So instead of trying to utilize Wednesday night as a place where your people should come, and you're just shoving guests there, hoping butts in the seat, hoping the person in the front of the room that Scott Fardulis doesn't blow that meeting.
Yeah.
Because you know how he is. And so if you're hoping, oh my gosh, I hope he says all the right things, and they're going to join. They're really joining you. So bring them to a Wednesday. If you had 15 people at a Wednesday event with notebooks leaning forward going, man, I didn't know that. That's awesome. Would that be exciting? Versus you bringing a guest or sitting in the back like, what the frick did I get myself into, And they're going to try to sell me on something, and because that's what people feel. So give them the personal, give them the trust, give them the friendship, and fit this to them, and then bring them to a major meeting. Does that all make sense?
Yes.
So if you guys have been doing it differently and it's not working, I'm not asking you to change and do something totally wild and totally off the cuff. I'm just asking you guys to step into the hearts of your people a little bit more. And when you do that, watch out, because they will be running. It's to the point I told Joel recently, we're going to have Super Saturdays every other weekend. We're going to have roundtable training events every week because this is growing so fast. I'm not going to be able to be present for every single person. And we need to encompass them and have them grow and be a part of growth and leadership with us at the same time. Is all of this somewhere resounding with you guys in your heart?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so remember, the first thing is you have to ask questions. Listen and identify the need. Either qualify them, because some of them may not be open-minded, some of them may. And that also the key part of that third step is be a conduit. Get them to meet somebody else. Don't be cool, slick, and hip, and whatever Tom said. Let them meet somebody else. You don't have to be the big deal. Can everybody try that this week?
Yes.
I encourage you now. I bet you'll find yourself in more friendship events, more coffees, more dinners than you found yourself previously, and watch how those turn into great conversations about this company. Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
All right. That wasn't bad, so I didn't have to pick up magic dragon.
Oh.
Thank you.